On the previous episode of the abandoned Evo 10, we were able to detail the interior, clean the recaros, and for the first time ever on any of my builds, install window tints. Today guys, our job is to restore every single trim piece we could get our hands on, and if we cannot get our hands on, then our job is to remove it and restore it. You guys know how this goes. It is really needed. Look at this wiper cowl. It is completely gray. Hopefully you guys can see this is kind of black. This is disgusting, obviously not crisp spec. And then look at this, black and super gray. We're gonna do it what I call the correct way, and I'm gonna show you guys that on the video. But let's start by removing all the trim pieces we need to restore. Let's start with the wiper cowl, and to remove it, we have to remove the wipers and a couple of clips. Next up is the side mirrors, and to get access to this trim, we do have to remove them, but it's very easy, especially with my assistant. Yes, he's gotten super huge since the last time you guys saw him. 3 nuts on the backside and unclip the harness. Remove the 3 Phillips screws on the bottom of the mirror. Now it's time for the hardest trim, which is removing this diffuser. The diffuser is super faded, so of course we're gonna repaint it. But unfortunately, to remove the diffuser, we have to remove the front, not the front bumper, the rear bumper. There's a couple of tabs on the side, obviously bolts around here, tabs, bolts, and more tabs underneath. There's a lot of YouTube videos, so I'm not gonna go in depth on how to remove it, but you guys can kind of see the cinematics and the clips and understand how to remove it. But if you need more details, there's a couple of videos on YouTube. Just like that, the bumper is removed. It's honestly super simple. Follow a video, Google or go on YouTube how to remove an Evo 10 bumper. There's a couple of clips and actual clips here. Look at all the dirt and how dirty this car still is. Like, I don't understand. I know that the car was sitting for such a long time, abandoned, not running. So I guess it gets like this, but you guys know how many times we've cleaned this car and there's still gunk. Every single part I remove on this car is like that, which is, I don't understand. I'm gonna have to take this whole car apart to make it clean, but bumper's removed. Now we're gonna remove the diffuser, which is a couple of screws on the inside. Honestly, super simple. You guys are gonna see the screws. These are very easy to see. Just remove it and then we'll get to actually restoring this freaking mountain of trim pieces that I have here. Now that we have all the trim pieces out, comes the boring part, but the most important part out of this whole entire process, and that is prepping the surface for actual paint. Before I get to the paint that we're using, this is what I always end up using, is these scuff pads. These are like, I think, well, it says 800. This is basically the sponge scuff pads. They sell these in Advance, AutoZone, Walmart, you name it. Something very, very light. This is 800. You're just gonna pass it very light on the top of the plastic, and then after comes the almighty paint. I love this paint. I did it on the Evo 8, on the Red Evo 8. It's been, what, a year and a half, me pressure washing it, driving it, and it still looks OEM black. So 10 out of 10 recommend this paint. Let's go ahead and do the boring part, like I said, which is sanding, unfortunately. This is kind of funny, but I'm gonna do something I rarely do. This is definitely not crisp spec, but it's still gonna get the job done. I'm in a little bit of a rush and I really wanna get these painted before nighttime, and it's almost nighttime, maybe I got 2 hours. So instead of de-pinning this terminal like I did with the Evo 8 and having to remove all of this, de-pinning this takes so much time for me, at least like 30 minutes. It depends on how easy it is. But what I ended up doing was bagging microfiber and bagging the mirror. And like this, I can still paint it. You know, like it's not gonna get anywhere. I have it bagged completely. I'll tape what I have to tape and then just spray paint it above. But a little bit on the ghetto side, but it will still get the job done, honestly. I cleaned all the parts with super clean degreaser, let them dry, and then I gave them a final wipe down with alcohol. Three light coats, 10 minutes between each one. You guys know me by now. Let's clean away what we can since all the parts are removed and give the car a quick wash. This definitely has to be the best part of ceramic coating a car. Take a look at how easy it is to dry it with a blower. Awesome. Now, with everything cleaned and the parts looking brand new, it is time to install them on the car. before we finish, we have one more thing to do, and that is the trim on the wing. And it is very annoying and hard to remove this plastic trim. So I opted in for the easy way and use this Cerakote ceramic trim coat. This is actually really, really good, and it does last a long time, but it just doesn't beat this OEM finish that you could get with actual paint. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and pass this over the wing, and maybe I'll do this here since it does look a little bit faded. And just like that, everything is installed. But before I show you guys the crazy before and afters, we have one more thing to do, and this I love. The IJDM's license plate light bulbs. These things are amazing. I installed these on the Red Evo 8, and the type of lighting that you get from this is amazing. I was looking at the way it is right now, and it is so bad. Let me turn off the lights. This is all we get with the current setup. And as you guys can see, hopefully you guys can see this. I know there's still a little bit of light left, but there is nothing at all coming out from the car. There's more light coming from the actual tail lights. That is insane. And the reason being is I think the previous owner kind of painted them black or something. Look at how they look. They have a little bit of blackness around, I'm not sure, but there is absolutely no lighting coming from that. Again, that is the before. I'm gonna put my hand here. That is all the light you're getting. And this is with the ISO on the camera, for those of you guys that don't know. It's basically boosting this light out. But here in person, I promise you guys, there's nothing there. Let's go ahead and swap them out real quick. All right, and just like that, in a couple of minutes, I swapped these old crusty license plate housing, I guess you could call them, with LEDs. Take a look at this. This is one of my favorite things to do on a car, because trust me, just trust. Take a look at the difference. It is night and day. I love it. I really, really love it, especially because when I went to Japan, every single car had LEDs for the license plate, and obviously LEDs everywhere, but specifically this bright is so good. If you have an Evo, you have to. Trust me when I say you have to do this. I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting anything from this. I'll link it down below on the description, but it's just really, really good that I want to recommend it to you guys, honestly. I still have a couple of more LEDs to switch. I'm gonna put reverse LED lights, and I think I could swap over this crusty yellow light bulb even in the trunk for the ultimate daily. Give me 1 second, let me swap these out real quick. And now just like that, we have a super bright LED light for the trunk as well. Enjoy the before and afters. Guys, every single trim on the car is restored, and I am super happy with the way everything came out. The diffuser is huge. It looks black, it looks proper, it looks exactly how it's meant to look, which I really like. Obviously the wing is currently drying still, but it looks amazing, deep black. And then one of my favorite parts is always the wiper cowls. The before and after on this just looks again like a deep black, like it's supposed, the way it's supposed to look. The wipers look amazing. I do have to get new wipers. These are super faded and ugly. The actual arms look amazing. The vents on the hood look great as well. Everything on this car is almost crisp spec, almost. We have one more thing to do, and that is to restore the exhaust and install something in the middle of the exhaust, make it a little bit louder. That way I can enjoy this car as I'm driving it. And we are almost done. That is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys got value. Like always, I will appreciate it if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel tremendously. And another thing before I end this video is huge thank you to everybody, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Huge thank you to every single person that supported the Emerge and Evolve drop, my first ever drop ever. That really meant the world to me, and hopefully you guys are already getting your orders, getting the posters, everything. It just meant a lot to me. I did want to say that here in this video. Anyways, like always, keep grinding and stay safe. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one with a better exhaust for the Evo 10. Take care.